Micron may get a lot of the attention, but there are many other impressive companies, projects, programs happening in the region in the high-tech sector, and that includes at SUNY Poly just down the road in Utica. Joining us now is the SUNY Poly president, Winston Sobiejo. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So you already know this, but for our viewers, SUNY Poly just landed a huge contract with the Department of Defense, about almost $62 million. Before we get into the specifics of it, how big a deal is something like this for SUNY Poly to land a deal like this?
You know, Jeff, this is truly a transformational moment for SUNY Poly. It's the largest contract in the history of our institution, and it comes at a time when SUNY Poly is celebrating 60 years of SUNY in this part of the world. More importantly, the contract demonstrates that SUNY Poly is really ready to play at a national level in the development of new technologies that will shape our country's future.
So let's dive a little bit more into the specifics. What you can tell us, I'm sure there may be some you can't, but what will you be working on specifically for the DOD?
So our researchers will be developing artificial intelligence tools that help military leaders make faster and more informed decisions in complex environments. So they will combine sort of generative AI, machine learning, and advanced modeling that will be used to create systems that can analyze enormous amounts of data in ways that evaluate different scenarios, identify patterns, and provide decision support. So at the core of all of this is really helping people make better decisions in situations where timely, accurate information is absolutely critical.
Yeah, we hear so much these days about AI, a vast, obviously, topic and goes a number of different ways. The SUNY Poly work that you described, obviously, you know, processing a lot of information a lot quicker. How does it help the Army? Is it stuff that would be used in battlefield, potentially, in those kinds of circumstances, or is it the planning beforehand, or is it a little bit of both?
It's all of the above. But most importantly is that it helps people process information very effectively in ways that evaluate thousands of pieces of information at once. So in that sense, you can organize information, identify relationships, anticipate possible outcomes, and help leaders understand the options more quickly. And more importantly, you can replace just human judgment with more capable and more rigorous AI analysis. So it enhances better information to support sound decisions. That's exactly what kind of responsible AI our researchers are developing.
How does this particular contract and project build on what's already happening in this sector at SUNY Poly? You guys have done quite a bit of work in the high-tech field, so how does this build on what's already there?
So this didn't just happen overnight. Over the past few years, we've invested in AI research at our institutions, where we've brought together groups of researchers to really build our strength in doing demand-driven AI. And we're committed, of course, to developing this kind of artificial intelligence by bringing together groups, not just in AI, but groups that focus on semiconductors, cybersecurity, advanced manufacturing, and healthcare innovation, as well as wireless systems, to do applied AI. And what we're trying to do in all of these areas is to really do outstanding work through our great faculty and staff and our new Office of Research to build groups of researchers that can solve problems that are enabled by the applications of AI. So this contract in many ways reflects the increasing confidence by federal partners in our faculty, in our staff, as well as in our student body that are building the competence in this area of artificial intelligence.
Probably time for one more question. I'm very curious, obviously, you mentioned at the end there, how much of a role will students have in this particular DOD contract? Is that something that you say to prospective students, hey, come to SUNY Poly and you could do this kind of advanced work?
You know, as you can imagine, the students at the heart, they're at the heart of what we do. And so our greatest benefits from this kind of projects really have to do with the opportunities that we provide to our students to work on cutting-edge problems with really world-leading faculty. And as you do this kind of work, not only do you get a theoretical introduction to AI, you really get to see the applications of AI in projects of national and perhaps international importance, alongside world-class faculty that introduce our students to this at a very high level. So our students gain hands-on experience with emerging AI technologies whilst preparing for careers in one of the fastest growing areas of the economy. So that's one of the many kind of research opportunities that we hope to offer in addition to just the first-class education they get at SUNY Poly.
It is an exciting project. SUNY Poly President Winston Sobiejo. There we go. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Great chat. We'll talk soon.
Thanks very much. Really appreciate it, Jeff.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.